Found in 1950 in Denmark, the Tollund Man is a lifeless body that has survived intact from the 4th century BC to the present day. On the 8th of May 1950, brothers Emil and Viggo Højgaard came across a lifeless body in the Bjelskovdal bog near Silkeborg, Denmark, and immediately notified the police, believing it to be a murder. Initially, it was thought that the body was that of a student who had disappeared in the area earlier, because 2 other bodies had been found in the same area. But this latest discovery was so well preserved that the matter was immediately handed over to archaeologists at the Silkeborg Museum. When the renowned archaeologist Professor P.V. Glob took the body to the National Museum of Denmark, the same day for examination, investigations revealed that the body was 2,000 years old and probably belonged to a human sacrifice ritual. The head of this lifeless body, dubbed the Tollund Man, was found to be undamaged, while the lungs, liver, heart, and skin were incredibly well preserved. The lack of oxygen beneath the surface and the cold climate of the Scandinavian countries had caused the body to decompose much more slowly than would normally have been the case. Moreover, instead of disintegrating, it was as if the body had been mummified naturally, because the acid that helped preserve the soft tissue came from a moss called sphagnum, which contains anti-degradation properties. This also left the Tollund Man's hair, skin, and fingernails leathery brown. Interestingly, the Tollund Man's clothing was also preserved. He wore a pointed cap made of wool and sheepskin and also had a belt of soft leather around his waist. Apart from this, his body was naked. Even his last meal, a porridge or gruel of seeds and grains, was still in his intestines. Radiocarbon dating showed that the body, referred to as the Tollund Man, died between 405 and 380 BC. He was estimated to be about 40 years old and 1.59 meters tall. At first, it was thought that he had been strangled to death because the rope had left visible marks on his neck, but later it was concluded that he had probably been hanged as a sacrifice to the gods, because the area where he was found was a common place to communicate with the gods in ancient times. Furthermore, a study of her intestines showed that human sacrifice took place in winter or early spring, which are common times of the year for human sacrifice. The body's eyes and mouth were also covered, and her facial expression was calm, suggesting that she was not executed as a criminal. When the lifeless body was exposed to oxygen after its discovery, Denmark scientists tried to preserve it using smoke, but this caused the body to shrink and dry out. Eventually, only the head was preserved. The rest of the body was reconstructed as a fake. Tollund Man is now on display at the Silkeborg Museum in Denmark, and it seems that his true identity will remain a great mystery.